Alright guys, so today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of James Hype's track Ferrari. The track has done extremely well and has over 300 million streams on Spotify. Here is a preview of what we're going to be making.
Do you still want me?
Great, if you like that and want to download it, you can get that from my Patreon. The link for that is below. Let's get on with the video. So we're going to start with the guitar. It's actually a sample from d.o.d's track I Need a Girl Part 2.
Made me believe again. If you happy, then be with him. Go ahead, mommy, breathe again. Go ahead.
Great, so I've ripped the guitar riff from the original song by d.o.d. The website I've used to rip it hasn't done the best job, and James Hype most likely had the stem sent for him from the actual label who released a song. So a stem, for those of you who don't know, is just the original layer with no effects and anything like that. Because of the poor quality, I then added this amp, sort of beefing up a bit so you can hear it in the track. I did try and recreate this, but I don't play the guitar, so I wasn't able to do that.
And the votes are in for the best electronic music instrument of all time. It's the mouse. Without the computer mouse, you wouldn't be able to do fuck all.
We will then move on to this lead. So it just sits over in the start of the drop. It sounds like this. If we open it up in Serum, all it is a Juno saw wave. So it's going through a bit of reverb and a boost in the high end frequencies. We've then got this side chain, so it's side chain to the kick, so it's giving that pumping feeling without it, with it. Just helps it sit nicely and balanced in the mix. We've then got this EQ taking out the top end and the low end, as the low end's taken up by the bass and the high end by the hi-hats. And we've then got this reverb just drowning it out in the mix a bit, giving it a bit of space. We've then got one of the most important parts, which would be this vocal.
In the morning, do you still want me? Do you still want me?
So all I've done is taken the vocal from the original. I then added this reverb in this breakdown, so it's sort of like a vocal chop build. I then increased the dry wet of it. As you can see, it automates.
Do you still want me?
So it puts it a bit back in the mix, so it's not too dominant. We've then got this auto filter taking out some of the high end, so you can hear it building from the. So you can basically hear it building. So I'm letting in the high frequencies to create that sort of effect, and then taking off the effects for the last bit of vocal. So here. So it's all then dry. Yeah, this thing basically goes with the build. So for the build, we've got this snare build, which is just a 909 hard snare, with the utility making the volume of it increase from 0.24 dB up to just about 1 or 0 dB. If I show the MIDI, all I've done is hit it 16th beat. I've then added this 16th swing. So if you click on the groove button, it will come up with these swings. So the best ones to use are either the MPC, the Logic, or the Notator. For this, I've used the Notator and 16A. That just basically gives it a bit of groove, makes it less, I don't know, robotic, let's say. Also part of that build, we've got this kick. So it's just a normal kick we've got in the drop, but I've taken out the high end. And that's slowly coming in. What I've also done, if you look on the master, is I've got this auto filter that's taken out the low end. So anything before the drop has all the low end taken out. This basically means that when the drop does hit, it's going to hit a lot harder because all the bass frequencies are going to be blaring down the speakers. And without that, see, look, it's too heavy.
Do you still want me?
I then chucked in a little bit of this guitar in the build as well. And that's pretty much it for the build. We will then move on to the drums. The drums are very simple. Not a lot going on in the original track. It's just a closed hat loop with a hi-hat and a clap. So that's all I've really done. This loop, as you can hear, has hats and shakers and a little bit of a clap, but I've just layered that clap up with another clap, which is from my Tech House pack. Same with this kick here, which we'll move on to now after I show you the drum bus, which is on both groups. So on the drums, we've got this drum bus. This is basically distortion, compression, unit, all of that sort of stuff, just beefing up and fattening it up a bit. We've then got the same on the kick and the bass group. And again, it's just beefing it up and fattening it up. Yeah, so with the kick, it's a Tech House kick. Get it from my pack. Quite a thumpy one. It's already got effects on it, so there's no need to process it. We've then layered it with this bass, so that sounds like this. So all we've got is, if you go to analog and the basic, this is the mini Moog, and then we've also got the DC square. These are both saw wave, and yeah, it's layered with a sort of distorted sub sine wave. If you look at the envelope for the amplitude, you can obviously make it a lot snappier, but we want it to be quite in your face. We've then got this compression, not actually doing much, not actually doing anything, and this EQ taken off the top end. But apart from that, that's it, apart from this filter. So put it to a MG low 18, and then we're taking out the high end. Without it, it sounds horrible. Yeah, so very deep, very bassy. We've then got it going through this saturator, which is just saturating it, and then this overdrive, which is driving up those lower frequencies, distorting them even further. Yeah, so that is pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you very much. See you later.